We are now just over a quarter into Chapter 5 Season 3 Wrecked, and it's been controversial, but at the same time, it's been amazing. Just 4 days ago, we had the first proper update of the season, and it was phenomenal. We got a new, super addictive festival game mode, 2 new items in Battle Royale, and arguably one of the most interesting set of story quests to date. If you thought the action was going to end there with Chapter 5 Season 3, you'd be wrong. Although Fortnite summer seasons in the recent chapters have had the tendency to feel quite slow and boring, hopefully this one will break that cycle. I'm not jinxing anything though. But in a week, we will be receiving a live concert event by Metallica. The next day, we will have the 30.20 update, and that will bring the summer event, a bunch of new story quests, and a Fall Guys minigame on the island. Then, a week after that, we have the release of the Magneto secret skin for the Battle Pass, as well as teasers for next season's Marvel theme. 2 weeks after that, when we would usually expect an update, we miss one, but that means this season only has 1 week where we're not getting consistent updates. I mean, for a summer event when Epic is on a break, that's incredible. Chapters 3 and 4 both had Season 3s that really fell out of that consistent update cycle. But this season won't be doing that, because over the next 3 weeks following that 1 week break, we will be getting 3 updates. The first of which will signify the end of the summer event. The next one will be the final update of this season. And then just to top off that absolutely crazy 3 weeks, we will be getting the release of Chapter 5 Season 4. So we've unpacked all the content that's going to be arriving over the course of Season 3. But in the thumbnail and title, I showed how this was all related to the Wanderer, Fortnite's biggest threat. But how? And why? And also, who is this person? Well, for that, we've got to go back to this week's update. This is mid-recording Tedious. My dog has decided that he is so interested in Fortnite Season 3 that he wants to sit in while I'm recording. So if you hear any noises of a dog walking around, it's because he's here. On the gameplay sides of things, with the release of items like the tow hook cannon, Islanders seem to be adjusting and adapting to the new Wasteland area. And so are Hope and Jones. They're finding out a lot more about this new biome, and it's teaching us heaps too. Now, as I'm sure you know, the guy that everyone thinks is Gunnar, Megalodon, is the leader of the Wasteland faction. And according to Jones, he has exactly 1 competent engineer helping with his plan. Which is not great odds for him, but anyway. His ultimate goal for the island is to charge up his ship fully with nitro and then ram it through the island to raise it to the ground. But even with these sort of psychopathic, chaotic intentions, Megalodon isn't even our worst threat. Because if you've been paying attention around the map, there is graffiti depicting a character known as the Wanderer. If you speak to characters about the Wanderer in this update, they all mention that they've seen him in person. They always feel like ever since the sandstorm arrived, they're being watched, but when they turn back to see who's watching them, he disappears. The quests imply that Hope has actually seen the Wanderer on her tape recordings.
Was there something on the tapes?
Yeah, but it's probably just rumor.
Okay, you don't seem so sure.
She's either really scared by it or just so distracted by a new obsession of hers, her desire to always pick a fight, which basically explains all of this. As Hope's NPC description says, her goal is to make some trouble and change the world. Jones seems to be at least trying to steer Hope away from this future because it's not going to end well for her. He himself faced the same struggle in Chapter 2, when he tried to figure out so much about the 0 Point and Geno and all of reality, and it really just took away everything he loved. And now Hope is falling for the same distraction. I've just realized I left out a big detail. The reason why Hope and Jones's struggles are so similar is because they were both obsessed with something that could unleash unlimited evil. Both of them had this desire to save everyone from everything, but it just doesn't work out. Now the quests say here that Jones says he got lost in the 0 Point. I don't think that's literal, because a lot of people think it is. They could be right, but personally I think this is just referring to him getting sort of metaphorically lost in the 0 Point and this whole situation of it destabilizing, and then he tried to study it too much and forgot about everything else, and it just ruined his life. It's actually really nice to see Jones being a mentor for Hope, because 1, it makes me care about Hope as a character, and 2, it's a really nice callback to what Jones went through, and it shows that it has affected him. This man's been through a lot. He's lost literally everyone. Now I know that part of the update is quite depressing, but let's lighten the mood and talk about some of the cool stuff added to Battle Royale. The festival collab has actually had a massive impact on the Battle Royale scene, adding a new Metallica loot island as well as a Ride the Lightning guitar mythic. Seriously, I can't tell you how much fun this is. Fortnite seems to be putting a very big emphasis on having all the collabs sort of add to all the mode. I think this really kickstarted with Star Wars, where we got the Wookiee weapon in VR, a whole mini live event in LEGO, and then some more minimal stuff like cosmetics in Festival and Rocket Racing, but still, it affected everything. I think Fortnite's whole emphasis on connecting all these worlds is also connected to the future of the story too. If you weren't already aware, this Wanderer character started getting reports of being seen once the sandstorm arrived. And the sandstorm only came to us because the energy or whatever was unleashed from Pandora's box actually caused it to come from a nearby desert island. This confirms something massive for this chapter, that unlike the other chapters, the sky surrounding us is not fake, the islands surrounding us are physical and they have people living on them, and I have a feeling that we will be able to explore these in a future upcoming open world mode for Fortnite. They really want to expand this metaverse and this would be the perfect way to do it. And also, if Hope's whole desire to find new dangers and solve them just to change the world is really going to affect us that much, because it seems like it will, no doubt if her sister's actions have called the Wanderer over here with the sandstorm, whatever she'll bring to the island cannot be good, and Jones will try to stop her, but he'll probably fail. In chapter 1, it was the rocket launch that kickstarted everything, and this time, in this new sort of era of the story after the Big Bang, it's Pandora's box. It really feels like we're delving into a new sort of era of the game, and that's not even speaking about the gameplay, all the amazing additions that were added this update. Things are looking up. Now, I don't want to jinx anything, okay? Because next update, it could suck, but just have hope. Don't be like Ninja. And with that being said, I will see you all at the Metallica concert later this week.